Hey.
What's up?
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Beyond the Church.
Beyond the Church.
Beyond the Church.
I feel like we hadn't done this in a while. What y'all?
Yes,
It feels like we've been missing out, but we've been doing a lot. A lot going
A little
on.
bit.
So, I'm Pam Clark,
Kerry Clark.
Jessica Anderson.
and we are thrilled to have y'all with us for another episode. So, what?
Got my pen. I'm ready for you guys.
Oh my
I
God.
forgot about
Yes.
that.
It's got a new pen. This is my new pen. I like this pen better, so it's going to be on.
How much was that one?
Don't worry about it.
We ain't even gonna
Do
talk about
that.
that. Okay.
So, let's get this let's get this podcast started,
Yeah.
y'all.
Okay, let's get it.
So today we're going to talk a little bit about conflict resolution. And before I even go with the rest of that, by the way, Jessica doesn't like that title. Okay?
I don't.
So she says it sounds too deep. So we're going to talk about.
Well, by the time we edit it, it might change. So,
Okay, so that's cool.
yeah.
We're going to talk about conflict resolution and how should you handle conflict resolution in a Christ-like way, a way that reflects Christ. So what's your initial, Jessica, when you hear that? What's your initial?
Well, I was thinking about this because we were kind of dabbling in this a little bit, but I was like, at first I was thinking I don't have any conflict, and then I lied.
No conflict. Let me write this note.
Wait, no, you can't write that
Okay,
note.
don't write
I said I changed it.
Okay,
I wouldn't
okay.
say you lied. I think you
Lied.
reassessed.
Yes, I had to think about it. Yes, I have like marital conflict,
Oh.
but I don't really have like a lot of like outside conflict, like your friends or work. I don't really get into it with nobody at work, but we do. We have a little marital stuff sometimes.
So let me ask you this then, Kerry. So define conflict.
I'm going to say the easiest definition for it's like when two people don't see eye to eye and they voice it.
Yeah, that was like button
So it's
heads.
only conflict if you voice it?
It's only if you communicate it. Like
Can
you
unspoken
can text
conflict?
it, yes, because you can text it.
Exactly.
You can send your loved one or
Silent
your the person you're in a relation with a text message and be like, hey, this is what you said to me.
But some people can read the text wrong. I get that all
That's
the
true.
time.
That is true.
Do you know people read text messages like they envision the person speaking?
Yes.
So they're not reading it wrong. They are not reading it wrong.
Excuse me.
That's not reading
Put a
it
pin
wrong.
right there.
Drop
I need
it.
you to remember that when
Yeah,
I tell
they're
you.
reading it how they imagine you would have said that, which 9 times out of 10 is pretty accurate.
Excuse me.
Yeah, what?
I'm going to need you to
Listen
remember
what
that.
she's
This
saying.
will indeed come back up. Okay?
And it's on camera.
It's on film?
Yes.
It's rolling.
It's
Yes,
recorded.
it's recorded.
It's recorded. That you said 9 times out of 10
9
it
times.
is correct because the person knows you. They
That's
know
right.
how you would say it.
That's
So,
right.
sir.
Now, sometimes, this is where conflicts come in. Sometimes, though, we will, depending on the state of mind that we're in, we will project that on the person that's sending us the message too. Meaning, if we left an argument, you just assume the argument's still going.
It's not.
And so you got the argument voice in the text message when you're reading it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even though they may have calmed down by now.
What he just did
Yes.
is gave himself a way out.
basically.
Conflict. When people don't see eye to eye and they communicate.
Wait,
Let's
Kerry,
be
because I
there.
need to go back to what Pam said, because I feel like it can be unspoken conflict.
Give me an example.
Like the silent treatment. Like
That's
you said.
communicating. That's body language.
Okay, well say that too.
I said.
You said that part? I missed it. Okay.
I said when it's communicated. You communicate in various methods. You can write a note, draw a picture. You can do the silent treatment. Is body language. That's when you normally are talking and you just shut your mouth like me. If I just stop talking and I'm normally talking, that's saying something. That's saying something.
Okay.
Well, that doesn't happen, thank goodness. So-
I like to get mine voiced if I need to get it voiced now.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, you are going to be heard.
Yes, we just had a conversation the other day. I called Pamela about something. No, she called me and And we hung up the phone, and I realized I didn't say what I had needed to say. If anybody else
Did you call back?
Not just once. I called back twice because I felt like I needed to have said something.
I feel that.
And I can't even remember what it was about.
It wasn't even conflict. It was just
because normally, so we don't. Anyway,
yes.
Kerry texted and said, "Hey, I'm about to leave." No, he didn't text and said he was about to.
That's right. I did not.
So I called and I said, I don't know. I figured out where he was or something, and I called and I said, "Oh, have you left the office?"
yeah. Which I already knew the answer.
Yeah, she already knew that. By the way, that's how it went. That's about how it went. Mm-hmm. And so she said what she said, which we had a nice conversation. It was nothing bad about the conversation. No. But then as I was riding, you ever had those moments when you process something, it's quick. It was quick. I said, by the way, I just want you to know.
Called back. You said, you were like, I said, hey, I said, what's up? You said, I just need to tell you something else.
Yeah, because I didn't want to not have said what I needed to have said, you know.
I feel that. I'm with that.
So communicating.
Okay. So we're talking about conflict, like resolution, like handling conflict resolution in a Christ-like way, right?
We gotta have some Christ on that.
Christ-like manner.
That's a whole different ball.
Okay, so that's what I was about to ask you. What does that really mean?
Yeah, what does that look like?
So they used to wear these bracelets in the 80s. I think it's the 80s. That said,
WWJD.
You know it. Look at you. Oh, I love it. What would Jesus
she
do?
Just had a birthday. Go ahead.
I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming up. So the question would be, as you're in a conflict situation, you probably need to ask, what would Jesus say? What would Jesus do? How would Jesus respond? Yeah. Because you may be getting ready to blow your lid, but you'd be like, you know what? Jesus probably would turn the water to wine and fix this whole situation. He might do something just out of the norm. So you got to think about that. But let's get back to conflict. Let's talk about this because she was giving us a list of conflict areas or places that conflict happen. Yeah. You got any more examples brewing over there? She's through with her examples.
No, I guess
so she said marriage, work, friendships.
Yeah. Generally, conflict really only occurs with people that can touch you, really. It would be hard for me to think that you can get in conflict with someone who just don't mean nothing to you.
Gotcha.
I was thinking that,
it could be a conflict, but it ain't much of a conflict. Like, you will let that go. That's not a conflict. That's not a fight. Because they really not in your space. They may not even know you. You're like, you can get conflict in like social media and someone say something on your feed that you don't know and they don't know you. And you might just pass that by. But let somebody you know do something weird.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
It affects you more.
Yes, so conflict by can affect you differently by who does it. So anyway, okay.
So let me share scripture.
Wait.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you share the scripture, but I need to go back to. I'm gonna write it down. I'll write it down, and I'm gonna come back right to it. You go with the scripture. It's okay. It's gonna flow right, like I need it. Okay.
All right. So let's talk about Matthew 18:15 through 17, and it's the NLT. If another believer sins against you, go privately and point out the offense.
Oh, that sounds like a step to me. That sounds like a step to me. I love scripture, by the way. I didn't stand up today because y'all know how I love to honor the scripture, but I'm not going to do that. I threaten them every time we probably read a scripture, I say something like that. But anyway, so step one is to go to a person privately. By the way, I need to back up a little bit because it says sin. See, I believe sin is the conflict people have between each other. I know you want to think about sin as your conflict, your situation with God, and it is. Sin can be between you and God. By the way, the definition I use for sin is the thing that separates us, that puts a barrier between you and me. So anything that puts a barrier between me and God, that's sin. And the same thing happens
with each other.
Yes, with each other. So those are the conflict areas. Usually it's a sin. I mean, and the reason I say it that way is because when you think about the first sin that ever occurred is recorded in Scripture, Adam, people think, well, he ate the apple off the tree. Well, there ain't no sin by eating no apple. Even though we try to make it seem like that. Eating the apple really is harmless. The sin was
the disobedience.
I asked you not to eat this particular apple or whatever fruit it was.
Right.
Don't do this one. Now you did it, and now we got a little friction. Conflict has occurred.
That's even conflict.
That's conflict. We got us a conflict,
Yeah.
and now we got to figure out how to resolve that conflict. Now that was step one. If that happens between you and someone,
So
it
goes on to
ahead.
I got something about step one though.
Okay.
So that means this says to go privately, so you shouldn't be posting your problem with somebody else.
Oh, let me read that one more time.
I'm just saying.
It does say if another believer sins against you, go privately and point out the offense.
Privately.
You know, I seen some funny stuff.
I have too.
Oh my goodness.
My sister has sent me some stuff with my family in it, and it'll crack you up sometime. And that stuff should have been what? It should have been private.
That should have been private.
Yeah, but it wasn't private, and here we go. But
That
anyway,
is
it should
amazing.
have step one. It should have been less
That's because
between
people get
you
caught up
and
in
me.
their emotions, right?
Yes.
And we've often heard it say our feelings they'll lead us astray.
Oh, I
right?
got to tell y'all this story. We ain't gonna get to the rest of that scripture, by the way.
Clearly, it's looking like that.
No. I gotta be careful how I tell this story because this is a true story.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's a true story. It happened many moons ago, but I'm gonna tell it in
Y'all, Jessica and I are sitting on the edge of our
I'm literally
seats, just
sweating.
kind of like my eyes are rolling. I'm thinking,
the
what
reason
did
you don't
say?
want to do it publicly because you done shared that stuff on Facebook, Instagram, whatever.
Yeah.
And there are people that see that are involved and know both sides
No,
of
that
you.
is true.
And
Yes.
I'm gonna pick my sister's side. But what I fail to remember is they might have been made up by the time I even read the post, right?
That's okay. We talk about that all the
Yeah, and then I'm mad. And it ain't even an issue no more. Conflict has been resolved.
That is
They did
so
with Jesus, and I'm calling and knocking on the door and saying,
Right.
okay.
I preach this, and Jessica will tell you this is a conversation we have often.
You preaching today.
I mean, because that's exactly what happened.
yes, here it is, I'm mad.
And they done made up. They is friends and they are okay.
And I'm
Yeah.
still over here mad.
And we still mad.
And by the way, I want to be mad because it just hit me.
Right, because we just got it. We just got it.
I just got it. You know me, I'm slow
stirred
on looking at
now.
my notes and stuff on my feeds, and so that just popped up, and everybody's back in
That's
there.
true, though, y'all.
Yeah.
That happens. But that.
What's it down? They done called off the marriage, and when I catch up, they done already been down to the courthouse.
Exactly. They're married. At this point, they are married. Got
Yes.
it.
But
Okay.
maybe this goes back to why the scripture says
Do
handle
it
it
privately.
Yes, we need to do some
Ooh,
privacy.
that is good.
Isn't that good?
That is so good.
Okay, let's go to step two because
Okay,
this is
That's
Oh, that is so
I'm
true,
sorry.
y'all.
Let's go to step two because sometimes that don't
But you
work.
know what? Hold on, I can't go
Yeah.
yet. You know, that is so true, especially as a parent, right? You know, your kids may come home and there's conflict at school, right? There's a little bit of drama at school.
Yes.
You know, because I'm going to use Skylar, for example. Skylar will say, oh, Nana, let me tell you, so-and-so did this. No, she didn't
Right.
do that to you. And then she
They were
comes back
friends.
2 days later. She's loving
That's right.
on whoever the person is. And over here, I'm wait a minute.
Exactly. You mad with the little
yes.
first grader. Yes.
Yeah, so even as parents, we have to make sure that we put,
That is true, too.
we remember to stay Christ-like.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
we can go down a trail with our kids and they've made up.
Yes. And it also worked in reverse with them kids. Okay? So to me, it's the rare time she get in trouble.
Yeah.
Or, you know, a talking. Anyway, there's a conflict. We don't see eye to eye. She did something and I didn't see it like she saw it.
Yeah.
And I don't handle it well. And now we got us a little divide. Now, me, I don't do well because after a while, I'm like, divide over.
Right.
It's over. It's over. You know what I'm saying? So I'll walk up to her room and be like, hey,
Yeah.
what you doing? And she looking at me like,
You trying to make up, though. You really trying to
That-
make up.
that's exactly
no, I'm saying it's over.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying. That's over.
Make up.
Whatever. It's over. You can let it go.
Yeah.
Because we're not going there. It's done. It's
And what
done.
did she do?
She'll sulk a little bit and then it'll be like, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. I don't let it go at that. But let's go back to resolution.
So let me give you part
Okay.
B of that.
Part
So
B.
The
Part
first
B.
part was if if another believer sins against you, go privately and point out the offense.
Yes.
If the other person, and if is the key word here, y'all.
Yeah.
If the other person listens and confesses it, you have won that person back.
Okay.
But they have to listen.
That's conditioned.
Listen, now let's talk about that confessing piece.
Okay.
You know,
Why'd you look like that?
I think some people get mixed up when you get the confession piece right. Remember, there are multiple ways to communicate. Let's just start there, okay? Just because the person didn't say these exact words,
like you want it,
exactly like you want
right?
it, doesn't mean they didn't confess the error of their ways. Okay, for example. People always want somebody to say, I'm sorry.
Kerry, I feel like you having a moment. I gotta stop for a second. I feel like this is your day.
No, this is the topic for the day.
I understand, but
He is so passionate.
Wait, I just happen to think about the steps, the phases. And the communication. Remember you said there were verbal communication, non-verbal communications. And all I want to say is sometimes people can say they're sorry, apologize in a non-verbal manner.
You know what you said was.
What did I say?
People always want you to apologize.
yes, I'm like, this is his
They want you to say
moment.
the word.
You know, so no, what I'm saying.
People than me.
No, I'm saying to the audience, don't always look for the words or to hear the words.
Sure.
I'm sorry. Sometimes, like men, they probably want to write that down and text.
Or
you.
sometimes it's an action, huh?
Yeah. Oh man, men are
You
people
just
are
come
action.
and just.
But you gotta remember, some people
lay
are
your
people of
hand.
action. You know, because I don't want you telling me you love me. I want the action. Don't give me the words. See?
Yeah.
So.
But some people do like a long drawn out thing. I don't have to have that either.
Yeah.
But that's their thing. So I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes people are going this far.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say I'm sorry, make you breakfast in bed, and do all this other stuff to go with it. I'm like, you must have really screwed up. You got to do all that now.
Exactly.
And what that means is you got compounded conflict. If you got to go through all that, you should have been starting you got to get it off as it comes. Take it, like if your conflict wall is over your head, it'll take something
But
to get
if
it
my
down.
language is not you serving me, that's all in vain.
That is true. Now, that's a different conversation, but that
No,
is true.
I'm going there.
Right.
I'm going.
I'm just saying. I mean, you're right though. So
Yeah.
conflict happens, right? And then people try to make up, and they want to.
But they want to do it how they want to do it.
Yeah.
That's
That's
true.
not. That may not work.
Because see, I tried to do the laundry one time. Talking about epic failure. Epic failure. And she told me.
You're right. It did.
Yeah, epic.
He was just doing the laundry.
And then nothing was even wrong. I just said, I'm going to be good doing the laundry.
There was
right?
absolutely nothing
We
wrong.
didn't have any conflict.
So, we were talking, and I said, "Why are you doing this laundry?" He said,
I just thought that'd make
I just
you.
thought that'd make you happy, or
Yeah.
you'd like for me to do that. So I don't know why you're doing that.
That ain't my love language. I said, guess what? I'm not doing the laundry.
Right.
You can bet that. I bet you won't make that mistake twice.
So funny.
Well, but that's
a
the
good
point
point.
too, though. I mean, it is a valid point. He was doing something he thought, and I'm not saying it wasn't a nice thing, but he was doing something he thought that was for me,
Yes.
but it wasn't for me.
Yeah.
No.
For me, it would have been him sitting down talking to me while I was doing the laundry.
Gotcha.
But you know that, though.
Yes. Check mark.
Okay, I don't know how we got on that,
Anyway,
but let's just
we're on step. We ain't got to step 2.
No,
We
let's
did
keep
to
it.
the if. Let's get to
But
step 2.
if you are unsuccessful, right?
Yeah.
What? Let me say. Wait. Let me give some people some encouragement. There is no that you said unsuccessful. That means you fail.
Right.
Yeah,
That's exactly what I mean.
that's what that means.
There is no success without failure. So don't feel bad that you failed the first go round.
That's true.
That just means you got to go a little stronger. You got to go a little harder.
Yeah.
You got to keep on going. Keep pressing. Don't stop. Okay? Now say what we do to continue. Okay?
But if you're unsuccessful, take one or two others with you and go back again.
Yeah, that means you need some help because you're not good by yourself.
Okay.
You need a little help. You are not good at making up. That's
But
what
You
it
got to have the
Hold on.
right people.
But let
to
me
come
tell
up
you-
with-
Well,
hold on.
I got that, yeah, but
Let me
yeah.
tell you why I
Yeah.
say that, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
It says take one or two others with you and go back again so that everything you say may be confirmed by 2 or 3 witnesses.
So yes, and so you couldn't get it done alone. The person is not being receptive, or you're not being receptive. Doesn't really matter. You take one or two people to go with you, trusted people, not just anybody. Let me just say this while I'm there. If you take the wrong person,
because if I take my cousins with me,
you might not ever make it. You might actually get the vibe. So just anyway. So take some people, because you want to make sure you're going at this the right way. Make sure the heart is right. Make sure you're doing it with the right attitude. Make sure it goes right. Be thou right, people.
I feel like that can get really messy. Is this literal? Like, this is for, like, you?
Yes, it says take some trusted people to help you. Don't go by yourself. Like, if I knew that something wasn't going to work, let's say, let me see. All right, me and Tamia. Let's take me and Tamia. If I know what I'm about to say is not going to go well, hey, Pam, come go with me. Yeah, come go with me, because I can make this a whole lot worse.
Yes, okay. Now I'm feeling that.
Okay. You know what I'm saying? Take a person who can help the situation, not harm the situation.
Yeah.
But if it's a conflict between you and like a church member or someone you ain't really close to, it could be messy too. So you want to take some people with you to say, hey, so that they won't be saying, well, you said, I said, she said. Right. Now you got some witnesses to be like, it didn't even go down like that. Okay? Because some people just want, by the way, some people want to be in conflict. I got to make sure I say that now. Some people like to fight.
Some people want to be mad.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Hurt people now.
So I have a family member, two family members that were married, right? Or I say, anyway.
You don't know if they were married or not?
The story is going to be null and void because I said were married. But anyway,
this thing getting good.
They would they argued, like that's how they communicated, right?
Okay.
In the moment you would try to say like, hey, then you mess things up because their communication.
That's just how they talk.
Yes. Yeah.
And you would think they were in conflict because it sounds like conflict.
Right.
But the moment, to me, but the moment you try to step in.
That goes back to communication. There's different types of communication.
It does.
Yeah.
Okay?
I'm not negating that. It does.
Like I don't know, was I reading this somewhere? Anyway, it doesn't really matter. You know, some people just use harsh language because they grew up with harsh language.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I ain't gonna call no names, but I get what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is just the common language of the household. It's just harsh, and so it's numb to harshness.
Right.
So, and I don't disagree with that. When I think about my cousin Shell, right? She talked to me harsh.
Yes.
But she loved me.
God rest her soul. Now don't be playing.
No, yeah. But she loved me. Like she could talk to me,
she
right?
She was rough.
Rough. Yeah. And when I say rough, I mean not. She didn't. What you wasn't like abusive or nothing, but like she would. It was a tone with me that she would talk.
That's right.
But she wouldn't let anybody else do it. But she could do it.
That's right.
And now if someone else did it, there was going to be some conflict.
Yeah.
Well, for example, if you were to come over on a regular day around us, it might sound a little rough. Right? But it's not rough.
Like if we recorded those conversations, we would say we hate our family, we hate each other.
Exactly.
Y'all is just going at it. Anyway, all right, let's move on. Moving on.
1:10.
Yeah. We skip. We're not going to the rest of that.
Live in harmony with each other.
Okay. Live in harmony.
Yes. Let there be no divisions.
Yes.
Rather be of one mind, united in thought and purpose.
Harmony. You got to learn how to be harmonious. Sometimes you got to know when not to win the fight.
Kenny Rogers. Know when to hold.
Yes. Know when to fold.
Know when to walk. Yep. Know when to walk away.
Okay, but I like the last part. Sometimes you gotta know when to get up out of there. Get up out of there. Because sometimes you got to turn this thing. But sometimes you be trying to win the fights too many times. Some things ain't worth winning. It's just not worth winning. Now, let me say this before we shift gears, because I think we're getting there. We're making some good strides. But we're getting to let's put some little Christ in here.
Yes.
All right. I think our Christ was some practical things. You got to know when to let others win the fight. Yeah. Jesus knew when to, be antagonistic, even though he really wasn't. He just gave them some clear points. He knew how to bring the conversation around for people to think, get you to think. And then he was just loving. Yeah. Now, most people think he wasn't aggressive, though, but that's not true. Jesus was a little bit aggressive at
Well, the
times.
tax collectors.
Yes. Even what he said to the Pharisees, that was a little aggressive. That's like me. I like that part of him. So, but he resolved conflict because he had to meet them there. Yes, yeah, of course, yeah. And so he would challenge them because they were really challenging him, and so he challenged them back to resolve the conflict.
When you think, I think the issue is we let our feelings get in the way, because when you think about Jesus, his emotions didn't like in those kinds of situations that you're talking about. We act out of emotions, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
And that in itself can cause us to do things that aren't necessarily Christ-like.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
Because we act
out of
from that.
emotion. Yes. By the way, that's when you say this is where it gets unchrist-like, when you act out of your emotions. Emotions means that you're about to be 100% selfish.
Yeah.
That's all it means.
Yeah.
It does.
100%.
Yeah.
Like if you act out of emotions and you let them emotions rule you, you are 100% selfish, thinking about self, and nothing's going to stop
Nothing
you.
good will come from that.
That's right. And so Jesus didn't operate out of that. He was selfless.
Right.
He thought more about you and how it was going to impact you than it was going to impact him.
And I think, one of the phrases we've used often, we heard it from Christine Kane years ago, die to self every day.
Every day.
So if we remember to do that, then conflict doesn't bother us.
So we're talking about conflict resolution. I want to make sure I get this point in. Every relationship goes through these cycles, and there's 4 cycles. It could be more, but anyway, it's four cycles. I know I got 5 fingers up.
It's 4 of them.
Yes, it's 4. Here we go. The first one is called infatuation. That's when the relationship is at its like we took the love pills. There's no one can say anything about each other. Then there's number 2, realization, where now I see what them other folks may have been saying, and you're like,
differences.
Yeah, you see the truth. You don't see all the positives. Now some negatives then popped in there, and then you come to number 3, where the 2 of those places collide. We call that conflict. I thought one thing, it's another. Bam! Conflict.
That's true.
And
Then the thing is, you got to get out of that.
Yes, and the reason I bring that up is because it takes us to move into the 4th stage in the cycle, which is resolution.
Yeah.
You are going to resolve the conflict no matter what. The question is, how are you going to resolve the conflict? Is it going to be in a good manner or a bad manner? Okay? Either way, it's going to be resolved. Okay? Whether you never talk to each other again is one way to resolve it, or you fix it, and that's when the cycle can start over. The goal of going through the life cycle is so I can get through conflict, get to resolution, and get back to infatuation. That's the Christ-like work. How can I get back to the love pills where we just totally infatuated with each other once more? And that's what the goal of going through conflict to resolution, to get back to infatuation. That should be the number 1 goal.
Love that.
Yeah, when you think in that mind, by the way, I said this one time, I think in a virtual group, conflict is really just your ability to get ready to grow stronger. Conflicts show up. If you get through conflict and get it resolved, guess what? You're not going to deal with that the same way you dealt with it the last time. So now growth occurs, and you're going to get stronger. So conflict is not a bad thing always. It can be bad, but getting through it, getting it resolved.
Grow, so.
Yes. By the way, if you go through that with your spouse and things, some hard stuff, man, it's hard for people to tear you down because you've been through too much and you resolve too much. So conflict is not necessarily bad. It's just an opportunity for us to grow. Are we going to grow?
So what happens to those people who just refuse to address conflict, right? Because some people will avoid it. They'll just by all means avoid it. Like I think about it.
Like it'll come back around too.
Well, and that's what I was thinking too, because I think about it in my work setting, for example. There's I just don't like conflict.
So that never-ending conflict.
But and I'm not saying I like conflict. I won't shy away from it, right? If something needs to be addressed.
Don't that do something to your stomach, like your nervous system, like you would be bothered all the time?
You're always.
Feeling away.
Let me say it this way: you're always stressed. You're always walking on eggshells. It's no different than what happened to Adam. He was hiding from the Lord who is coming to talk to him.
Yes.
And that's what people do. Now I'm hiding from
So
you.
you never at peace.
No
But I think
peace.
you know what I think happens though. I think when people hear the word conflict, they automatically think it has to be addressed in a negative kind of way.
That's right.
When it doesn't,
No.
it can be addressed with love.
Yes. It also can be addressed
Or in love.
with, like, let's just say, man, the two of, well, I might go hard at my sister, but nonetheless, we get into it.
Yeah.
And I be like, and she, let's just say, she did something against me. She may not have known it. Well, I need to be bold enough to go back and say, you know what, you shouldn't have said that about me on Facebook.
I'm always saying
You know that picture.
I'm
You
just
know
trying
that
to think
picture
back
you
in my
shared
mind.
yesterday with me and Tamia. I didn't like it.
Right. Let me say that.
I'm
Let me
just-
tell on myself.
Yeah.
I think I'm more apt to address conflict with someone I'm not connected with, like than
Yeah,
I
because
am
it's easier.
It is easier than someone
Yeah,
that
I can
I'm
see
in
that.
relationship with. If it's someone I'm in relationship with, rather than to cause or to address the conflict, I think I've been guilty of just acting like it didn't exist or didn't happen, or I cry.
Okay.
Yeah.
But now if it's someone that I'm not that close to, or maybe even in my work environment, I'm more apt to deal with it.
That is interesting.
I'm thinking about a situation specifically that comes back to mind that I'm reminded that I don't know that I address conflicts when it's someone that's in my inner circle.
Generally, the person who you're in conflict with might notice and ask the question.
And I don't like to talk about it when that happens.
Oh, so it has been addressed?
When that happens?
Yeah, like
I've had that a couple of times.
okay.
Someone in my circles, I've had that a couple of times. And I think for me, I'm okay.
or do you just like probably go separate? Like the longer you avoid it, is it just like a separation?
So you saying
at
it
that
is
point?
still conflict for you, or it's not? Like it doesn't even.
I know that it's conflict and it needs to be addressed. I just would rather if you just, I'll be fine.
It's good.
Yeah,
Let's
we're
just
good.
move
I'm
on.
okay. Don't worry about it.
So you're okay to move on.
Yes.
That's a
in most
resolution, by the
cases.
way.
Well, it probably really isn't, but yes.
Yeah,
So you
probably.
good with it? Like you don't gotta bring it up.
Yeah.
Okay,
Like
so
you're never gonna
that's
revisit
fine.
it. That is a resolution. Now, I'm not saying it's the perfect resolution. It is a resolution.
My point is,
Yeah.
I think I shy away from it when it's people that are
Close.
in my world. Like I'm never even if
So it's
now,
never
Jessica
gonna
and I
bother you again, is what you're
Well,
saying.
you'd probably have to hear about it, but
Oh.
I would like if it were me and Jessica.
Yes.
I would tell you, but Jessica, I'm good, Jessica. We good, girl. We just gonna move right on. But I'm telling you, like, Nakira, you know, Jessica hurt my feelings, and blah 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 blah.
Yeah, but that's a little different because y'all will make up and don't even know y'all done made up.
But we've never been in that situation.
I'm just saying if it happened, you guys be like,
But we ain't got time for that. Let's
Okay,
move on. Gotta
okay,
go.
okay.
No, I'm
But
saying that's what we would do.
yeah. But some things it ain't worth it. It ain't worth the
I think
fight.
I love the persons, the ones that are in my circle. I think my love for them far outweighs having to deal with whatever conflict they think there may be. I can die. I'm
Or
good.
you might be saying, yes, you might be saying,
know what
I'm
I'm
going
saying?
to resolve this fight because it's not worth
It's
a
not worth it.
fight.
I would rather still
Yeah.
be in relationship
Yeah,
than us
then
to
it-
have a conflict.
I agree.
Don't worry about
but
it.
that
I'm
is
good.
a resolution. Most people would say that's not, but
Most-
that really
well, and I
is.
think that's what-
I'm
yeah.
not saying it's the best resolution, and I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying it is a resolution because you're not going to deal with that ever again.
Wow, yeah, I can see that though.
Yes. And it's okay. By the way, it's almost like the way God does it because he says, I'm going to wipe your sins as far from you as the east is from the west. What he's saying is, or he's died for you so he could cover those sins. He didn't say that, you still sin and he still covered.
Yeah.
It ain't like you stopped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's just saying, I'm just going to make sure I'm not going to
But
have to deal
thankfully,
with
that
it
rarely ever
anymore.
happens.
So, anyway.
No, that was a really good example because
Yes.
people out there have that same problem. So.
Yeah.
Got you.
All right, so let's move to Jessica's favorite part of our
I'm a little nervous.
A lot on here, so I'm gonna have to read.
the hot topic. Let's
Wow.
go.
Not a lot, but I had to put
goodness.
some stuff down so I could remember what
Okay.
I was talking about.
Let's do it.
Okay, so I was watching a podcast. Everybody know I love a good podcast.
Well, let me say this.
No,
Okay.
no.
Okay.
We're working on that.
Okay. She sent me a podcast I didn't like, but okay.
Okay, anyway. So I was watching this podcast. this podcast, and I thought this was really interesting. So Christian parents that raise their kids in a Christian home, right?
Okay.
But the kids somehow get involved in the world and go down a bad path. What is missing? Like they were saying, like how we grow up in church, like as the kids, like the parents are Christians, obviously. They bring up their kids in the church, and then all of a sudden they go down this bad path. What is missing in the home? And I thought that was such a good topic.
It is. I got some thoughts.
Okay, go ahead.
I think bad is relative. Okay.
Ooh.
I think bad is, and let me tell you why I say that, and you're going to relate to this when I say
definitely relate.
I'm writing that down. I gotta quote that.
Bad is relative.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Grew up Christian home, went to church, Sunday school. Daddy was a deacon. Mama was, deaconess. That's what they called it back in the day.
Right.
Yeah.
So I say that to say, did not miss church. We were in church.
Right.
So that's my foundation. Mm-hmm. That was my foundation. Went off to college. Had fun.
Yes.
Partied. I mean, I did. It didn't mean that I love the Lord less. Was I in church like I was all the time? No, but there's people that are in church every time the doors are open. And anyway, bad is relative.
So let me say this though, with what you're saying too. Like, what would be, not that that's like bad or whatever, but what could have prevented that?
I don't.
You know what I mean?
I don't know that there was anything that could. Let me not say it like that. Your friends, right? The people you hang around.
Yeah.
We hear it often. Show me your friends, I'll show you your future. So it could have been that, right? Mm-hmm. It could have been, maybe I didn't get to do much, so you know what, here it is, let me have a good time. It could have been that. I guess, but I mean, I think it didn't, what, Kerry?
I love this. I'm good. I'm just listening. I'm sucking, absorbing.
I'm sure and I didn't have terrible friends.
Right.
I'm still friends with most of them today. But I would think just being in that environment, having those people around at the time, maybe not being as strong as I am today and what it is I believe is true, right?
Yeah.
Not maybe necessarily going with the crowd. It's probably a part of it. But that was, let me say this, Jessica, to that question. Everything that happened was supposed to happen.
Yes.
And I believe that even in that question there, even though you're raised in a Christian family, everything that happens to you is supposed to happen. Do we have choices? We do. But don't think God didn't know you weren't going to make that choice.
Right. That's good, though. I didn't even think about it like that.
He knew. So, okay.
What you got?
Sorry, go ahead.
No, bad is relative. I'm sorry. I'm not.
Well, it is
I
because
love
it
that.
just depends.
Bad is relative. I agree.
Depends.
I agree. Now, the only thing I ain't gonna say I don't agree with is, and I need to go to the left on this one just a little
Please
bit.
Okay, go ahead.
Because she's talking about Christian parents.
Yes.
We don't even. Oh Lord, I almost said that's so hard. Christian parents. We use a label called Christian. That's why we're doing Beyond the Church, because that label that we call, as we say Christians, they really not even followers of Christ.
Okay, let's say they are.
Let's say they're not. Let's say they're not, because more than likely they are not. Because you got to remember, there are very few in society that are truly followers of Christ. That's why we're doing this Beyond the Church. So we're assuming that a person who says they're Christian parents are Christian parents. Okay,
Yeah.
That's an assumption.
However,
yours, yeah, got you, definitely. I love your daddy and your mom, and anyway.
Followers of Christ.
So I'm gonna get to the next part of that too.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna get to the next part of that, but I want to touch on this first one, this church people thing. Because people just go to church on Sunday and they live any way they want to the rest of the week. So that is not gonna work. That is not gonna work.
So could that be the way that I don't want to use the word fail.
Wait, I got another. Go ahead.
I got it. Because you asked what could have been done differently or what was done wrong. I can't remember how you put it. That's what happens. The kids see their parents in church one way, and then out of church they're different.
Now we're talking.
What I was about to say is that where it failed.
Yes.
It could be.
Also, there's this phrase that is like the enemy's biggest tactic to destroy what we do outside of church, and that's the separation of church and state. All that means is we're going to put church in a box.
Absolutely.
And not live it anywhere else. Let's put this out here. We're going to put it on there. Only on Sunday is that good. Therefore, when people do the church thing or do the Christian thing, they don't even talk about how church impacts things. And I'm going to give you a big one because we're writing on this currently. Let's think about the word SEX. There is very few to none, no church that ever talks about sex.
Right.
Ever. So how in the world can a person go out and know how to live for Christ in that space alone?
But you know, I'm reminded though, that makes perfect sense. You're right. We try and not put Jesus in everything. And I go back to when the kids were younger and maybe, they were doing some things. And one of the things that you would always tell them is, don't separate what you're doing from Jesus. Like, you need to pray before you
pray,
do it. You know what I mean? So,
you wouldn't. Y'all know I'm going.
You wouldn't let them separate.
Because we were teenagers and we're discussing these things. I say, we believe in praying before we eat. Now, I also believe in praying before you drink. You take that any way you want to. Because I feel like if you're going to do it, at least carry God with you.
Yeah.
At least he with you anyway.
It's a valid story. It's a valid truth statement.
I was very safe. Thank the Lord.
He already there with you. It ain't like you get to. He walks away from you. Yeah. He's with you in the, like that's your favorite scripture talks about. You can't get away from the love of God no matter where you are. Nothing can separate you from that.
I think we have to realize that people are going to make choices and decisions.
And so bad, like you said, it's relative.
Yeah.
Also, we do as in Christian homes, we do a terrible job. And I hate to be that hard, in bringing real life world into our Christian environment. And by the way, we try to cut too many things out too.
Yeah.
And I'll give you a good example. I was reading this just recently, and I saw it somewhere. It came up. It might have been today. The Bible says that Jesus turned the water to wine. That was the first miracle. They had a good time off of Jesus' miracle. Here it is. We go to church. We can't even have a good time when we leave church.
Right.
Now, I'm not saying get drunk. I'm just saying he had a good time made sure they had a good time at this feast, this wedding. Then I was reading, this was today, that Jesus was accused of being a glutton and a drunkard. Do y'all know what that means? He had a lot of feasts. He was with a lot of people feasting. Yeah, what we would call parties. Having it would be like a family reunion. Y'all know what happened when people go to the back of the trunk in a family reunion.
Yeah.
They look like they had been drinking. This is what they said about Jesus. He must have been over there talking to the people at the trunk, like I would. They would accuse me of the same thing because I'm over there in the trunk.
Yeah.
Talking to the people in the trunk.
Over there. Yes.
No different. But we try to bring the church. Well, we can't be around that. I can't be around you. See, that's back to the separation of church and state.
Do you think they feel like they're trying to protect their children when they do that?
I think we, as a church culture, have trained people to be judgmental when it comes to other people. So I want to keep you from the people I've deemed not good.
Wow.
I would agree.
Or situations I've deemed not good.
But and I think you have to trust that what you've instilled in your kids is going to always rise to the top.
That's if you've instilled something.
Well, I said what? I just say, that's true, but that's why I said what. So and prayer comes into play with that. And what?
Well, I'm just passionate because you and I have been celebrating because we've had the victory in this.
Amen. I agree with that.
We have had the victory. We have been celebrating all since. Anyway, I ain't gonna get into that. Legit. But we've been celebrating for a while because we have some good proof and because you got to evaluate. You need to evaluate now, and it's going well. But you gotta be realistic.
It comes back though to open conversation, Jessica. I think back when growing up, and maybe even I know for a fact when y'all were growing up too. I mean, you didn't always talk about everything, right? No. I mean, today there's like nothing on
Nothing you can't talk about, yeah.
You know, I think about Skylar.
I want her to be able to come and talk to me about everything.
That's right.
Yeah. To me, I mean, there's nothing that's off limits, and I think, and not that it's any fault of I think our parents and all. That's just the time frame, the time period in which they were in and we were growing up. So some things were just off limits. Yeah. Which, when you got a little freedom,
you did what? Yeah. Or you just this is a new experience.
Right. It was a new experience.
I wasn't prepared for this one.
No.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when Tamil was talking about dating, and I had prayed. God gave me a good response. I was like, because it wasn't mine. It was, we were like, we're gonna do this together. Can we do it together? We're gonna go through this together. I'm gonna be good. I'm trying to. I told her, look, I ain't gonna always do the right thing. I said I ain't gonna always respond right. However, you gotta give me a little bit of grace, because I'm giving you some grace. Let's walk through it together. Every step of the way, let's go through this. Let's talk about it, no matter how it goes. Okay? We got to be okay with taking the steps and going to it. We were in the car last night, and she just blurted something out. And I'm like, you should have kept that. You know what I'm saying? But it was just that space was open. I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, I get it now. I get your logic.
I love that.
Get your logic. I see why you would have done it that way. It's not the best way, but it is a way. I get the reason why, but
you're gonna get that in there.
Yeah, we could have handled it a little different. But anyway, all right, back. I'm sorry. Anyway,
I think Jessica, does that help? Kind of.
I love that conversation. That was amazing, and they pretty much hit on that. When I was listening, they were basically talking about it being, they used the word discipleship, but basically walking life with them type of thing. So
I tell you, one of the things that Kerry and I, it's our rule of thumb is consistency.
Yes.
Like, y'all know what you're going to get.
Yes.
Regardless of whatever it is, to always be consistent.
That's a big Jesus principle too, because God is the same today, yesterday, and forever, and we have to be that way. Like I don't know which one of you said it. You go to church on Sunday and then you do something else on Monday. That's duplicitous. Yeah. That's saying I don't believe what I was going, what you were saying, the value you thought you were teaching me.
Right.
They're really not your values, because here's the values. Because children pick up on values through actions, not through what you're saying or what you assume that you're teaching.
We have to get up to go to church. God was like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
We're going to church.
We're going to church. Church is a thing. It's just, we're going. And so this is beyond the church. So we're going to talk a lot about that and how to put this into practice.
Yes.
That's why these conversations are so good.
Yeah. All right, y'all. That was good.
Yes.
We went from conflict to anyway, it was good. It was good. So, Jessica, how can we be found?
Yes, reach us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Did I say Facebook?
Yes.
Okay. TikTok. Why do I keep forgetting TikTok? I love TikTok. And TikTok. All of the things. Reach us there.
I love that.
Closing?
This is good conversation. I love the transparency. I love the
transparency.
Yes, I love the transparency and yes.
On that note,
yes.
Thank y'all for joining us.
Yes, thank you for joining.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye, y'all.
Love you guys.